Just one game for the Badgers this week, but it was a winning effort on Tuesday night. Free throw shooting critical. 28 of 31 at the line was the home team en route to a 74-70 win against the Maryland Terrapins to get the Badgers their 10th Big Ten Conference win. We'll hear from some of the players. We'll check in with Nolan Winter this week, and we'll have our weekly sit-down with head coach Greg Gard. All of that coming up on this week's edition of the Badgers Sports Report.
Now Hepburn, right side to the front court. Gets a bump from Wall. Chucky flips to Tyler. Spin move, low on the right, takes it left, layup good. Wall with 4, Badgers regain the lead. There's Young, right in lane, pass deflected, stolen away Wall. Here comes A.J. Storr, runway open, slammed up with the left hand for A.J. Storr. Oh, whoa! And gives to Wall, hands off to Hepburn. Chucky fakes right, moves left against Jameer Young. Bounce feed for Wall. Low on the right against Dante Scott. Powering his way, one pump, goes up and in. Tyler Wall now with 8, and it's 21-14 Wisconsin. Comes A.J. Storr, glides right sideline to the front court. Leaves it for Crowd, top of the circle. One dribble, a hand off to Hepburn. Chucky on the left wing, around the Crowd screen, step back 3 on the way, book. Nothing but net for Chucky Hepburn. The ball is Storr high on the left. Goes to Crowd, top of the circle. Angles to Chucky. Open 3, right corner, nailed it. Second long ball tonight for Hepburn. 42-32 Wisconsin. Crowd at the foul line. 7 to shoot. Crowd left foul line extended. Beats Blackwell. Baseline left in the lane. Reverse layup is good. Well done.
And against the zone, that's exactly what you need to do.
Here's Storr off the left wing. Down the lane. One pump. Layup is good. A.J. Storr was taken over there. Shot clock at 10, game clock 102, 4-point lead Wisconsin. Klesmit standing dribble at the logo. Hands off the screen of Crowd. Klesmit for 3 and he buries it from right of the circle. Klesmit goes cold-blooded at a perfect time. This is Wisconsin basketball. And Wall with a steal. Tyler with the pivot. Down the lane, slam dunk. 3-on-1. Flips to Storr. Down the lane, and he hammers it with the right hand. With 2. Hepburn, good! Off the glass! Off the glass! Slips it in the crowd, low on the left, slam dunk. Another 3-point hit for Connor Essegian.
The Badger Sports Report is presented by UW Health. UW Health Sports Medicine, treating the Badgers, treating you. And is brought to you by the Construction Business Group, Wisconsin operating engineers and respected contractors. BuildingWisconsinTogether.com. And by Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
After a serious accident, you'll need a team to fight for the results you deserve. We're here for you whenever you need us. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
I've always been a storyteller. I capture those beautiful moments, things other people miss. My health took an unexpected turn, but my care team put my needs in focus, designing solutions to support my ambitions. Now that's just a footnote in my journey, a small part of a story that's still being written. UW Health, remarkable.
Bananas are only 39 cents a pound at Hy-Vee. That's not a sale price. That's the price with the Hy-Vee Perks membership. And 39 cents a pound is not just the price today or this week, it's the Perks price every day. With the Hy-Vee Perks membership, you can save on hundreds of products store-wide every time you shop and count on Perks prices to stay the same. So if you want to pay less for bananas every day, sign up for Hy-Vee Perks. It's free and easy.
These are operating engineers. They operate top-of-the-line, innovative machines and build stuff that matters. And operating engineers are well paid. They even get paid to train. As an apprentice, you can make $56,000 a year from day one during training. No school loans and no debt. When your training is complete, you'll have a stable career job that is high skill, high tech, and high pay. We need operating engineers right now. Your future can begin today.
After a serious accident, you'll need a team to fight for the results you deserve. We're here for you whenever you need us. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
After a loss, like, the urgency always goes up a little bit, and so I feel like on the defensive end tonight and in practice the last few days, we've picked it up a lot. We've been wanting to sit down, we've been wanting to be physical, we've been wanting to get string stops together, and so that's what ultimately got us in a position to win tonight.
I feel like I just played more hungry today than Saturday. Got after it defensively, which got me going in the game. Wasn't lackadaisical, and just took the most of my minutes that I was going to play today. I think I did a good job of that. And my teammates definitely helped me getting back from the injury, encouraged me, and helped me go.
I think we have a good group of guys that's really close and tight-knit, and that makes it easy to come back from losses like that. So we watched the film, we flushed it, and then we moved on to the next, which was Maryland, and got it done, and now we're on to the next.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. We believe in financial security for Wisconsin public school employees and their families. WEA Member Benefits, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. WEAbenefits.com.
My favorite breakfast is Odyssey yogurt. I asked Mommy where it comes from, and she took me to a dairy farm to learn all about milk and, most importantly, cows. Wisconsin cows are definitely the happiest, which means they make the tastiest yogurt. My favorite is blueberry. What's your flavor? Support your local farmers. EIEI Odyssey.
I had big dreams. Then I got sick. UW Health made it their mission to give me a fresh start and a new kidney. Now my dreams are infinite. UW Health. Remarkable.
Among the news items here recently involving Wisconsin basketball, and we talk about the entire state of Wisconsin basketball, Bo Ryan, one of the finalists now for induction into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. We will find out April 6th. That's when the announcement happens as to who will be included in the class of 2024. We are joined by Badgers head coach Greg Gard. I'll state the obvious. He deserves to be in, and we certainly congratulate Bo on being one of the finalists. It's a very impressive list. It's a lot of, it's going to mean a ton to Bo if he can get in. It's going to mean a ton to everybody who knows Bo, right? A lot of nervous folks here for the next several weeks finding out if he's going to make it.
Yeah, I think, obviously you mentioned definitely deserving of being in. That's, I think that goes without question, just looking at the resume and the further you get from it, specifically the Platteville years were, video game numbers, so to speak. But yeah, you're right about a lot of people in his camp that are really helping push and keep the campaign public and keep it, in the front and center to try to, keep reminding voters, whoever they may be, that here's an exceptionally worthy candidate.
There are the numbers, and they jump off the page, the championships at Platteville, the championships at Wisconsin, the number of wins. But take us inside a little bit. You worked alongside him for many a year. What's the separator? What makes him so great?
I think the biggest thing was, he's a consummate teacher, and he really took pride in that he was a teacher first. And I think that goes coincidingly with that was his ability to stay the course, through the good times, the rough times, and there were rough patches as, the 23 years I was with him. Not a lot of rough patches at Platteville, but there were other places, the years at Milwaukee, some years here. He just stayed the course in terms of didn't radically change, didn't go outside the box, didn't try to reinvent the wheel. It was just, hey, let's get better at what we're doing and we'll bust our way through this. And that's been a great, obviously experience for me to go back on when we've had rough patches. You just keep pushing forward and stay the course and trust what you're doing and who you're doing it with and keep pushing to get better.
I've always smiled over the years because there were a couple of different faces to Bo, the public speaker or the radio show guy who could go off on 10,000 different tangents. And yet in a teaching clip or on the floor, remember Paul Christ sat in on one of the teaching clips sessions, and he came out of there marveling at how to the point Coach Ryan always was with his players. There's a lot to be said for that.
Yeah, it's simplicity. His old high school and college coach Ron Rainey had a saying, "Kiss." Keep it simple. You can fill in the last S.
Yes.
But that was the thing. It wasn't. I think everybody from the outside thought there was this magic potion going on behind closed doors, and it really wasn't. It was staying fundamental, staying true to who you are, and staying consistent. And I think that's the biggest thing. That specifically when you go through the ebbs and flows of a season, that players aren't wondering what we're doing next. Are we changing defenses? Are we playing this offense? What are we doing here? There was always a constant beacon, so to speak, of here's who we need to be, here's how we can get there.
Hidden things, or not hidden, but maybe less talked about. You just touched on it a couple of minutes ago. What you all walked into at Milwaukee. It was, it was in need of
Right.
change. And it seems like, in the brief time you were there, it stabilized. And I'll always remember the first year here, the lack of available healthy players.
Right.
And a team that it started, there were bumps early, and in the end, you're holding up a trophy. That was some remarkable work.
Yeah, I think those are three examples. That's 3 years worth of, seasons where you stayed the course and kept it really simple and really tried to, Milwaukee, we were trying to establish a culture. When we got here, I think the culture was good. Obviously, Coach Bennett had done a good job, but you had a lot of new faces. And obviously, anytime there's change, there's going to be some types of bumps and an adjustment period. But those guys, Charlie Wills, Trevon Davis, Kirk Penny was part of that team. Mike Wilkinson was a redshirt freshman. So those guys stayed the course, and kept getting better and trusted what we were doing. When maybe early there was questions and there was doubt, because anytime there's something new, there's always you're going to question, especially if you stumble a little bit, which we did early that year. But you just, again, stay consistent with your messaging, stay consistent with your teaching, keep helping players and your guys trying to get better and keep pushing that forward.
He is an absolute junkie, a basketball junkie. He appreciates the history, and we hope to hear from him directly this spring. But I'll ask you to speak for him. What would it mean to him to get into the Naismith Hall of Fame?
Yeah, I think it's a culmination. You're coming full circle from where he's come from Chester and Wilkes, and I still get the stories as I talked to him last week. We always go back and reminisce, or he goes back, I listen. Stories he's told, I've probably heard them 10,000 times, but he tells them to me like it's the first time I've ever heard it. But just I think he has such a great appreciation for where he's come from, and probably those, as you get further and your career gets further and further in the rearview mirror, I think you have more of an appreciation for where it started, how it started. He talks about Bill Cofield a lot and the opportunity he gave him here, and obviously George Christ at Platteville and the opportunity he gave him there, and Bud Haedy at Milwaukee and Pat Richter here. And just going back, I think there's definitely a greater appreciation for the years gone by, and I'm talking, the Chester, Wilkes, early Platteville days, those things that as you get further removed from them become really, really special.
He mentioned it when he was coaching, that players eventually understood him, and I've heard players talk about it in the years since, that he would coach them hard.
Right.
But when they're done, the relationship changes, the dynamic changes. Jordan Taylor mentioned it on one of his podcasts, like, man, all of a sudden he's like my best friend. And as a coach, it was different. But you can see why. And I noticed this with the Platteville guys too. They really rally behind him, and we're seeing Badger players do that too. He knows there's that dividing line, but once they're done playing, then things change a little.
Well, it's any adult, adolescent, and they're not adolescents, child. It's like a parent.
Yes.
When your kids get old and they're older and they have, as a kid or as a child, son myself, you have a better appreciation for what your parents stood for, what they were about, what they tried to help you with. When maybe you're in that role yourself as a parent or as a teacher or as a coach, and you get older and more mature. You think a lot straighter at 40 than you do at 20. So a lot straighter, but that's I think the biggest thing. Yeah, the relationship changes some, but I think more than anything, the student, so to speak, has a better appreciation as they go on in life about the what's and whys of his teachings and what he was trying to instill.
Well, as always, it's an impressive list of finalists and made impressive in no small part with Bo Ryan's name being part of that. So all the best to Coach Ryan, and hopefully his name will be called in early April. We'll take a break. More to come as we continue with the Badger Sports Report.
After a serious accident, you'll need a team to fight for the results you deserve. We're here for you whenever you need us. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
Bananas are only 39 cents a pound at Hy-Vee. That's not a sale price. That's the price with the Hy-Vee Perks membership. And 39 cents a pound is not just the price today or this week, it's the Perks price every day. With the Hy-Vee Perks membership, you can save on hundreds of products store-wide every time you shop. And count on Perks prices to stay the same. So if you want to pay less for bananas every day, sign up for Hy-Vee Perks. It's free and easy.
WEA Member Benefits, dedicated to helping Wisconsin public school employees become financially secure with programs designed for the education community. Proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, WEAbenefits.com.
As the season progresses, I'd like to check in on not just the veteran Badgers, but the freshmen as well. And with that, we welcome in Nolan Winter. First lap around it here at this level. You look like you're hanging in there. I mean, there's a lot of really good bigs in here. You're not backing down from anybody. How you feeling here as we continue through the month of February, making that second half of the Big Ten schedule here?
Yeah, honestly, I'm loving it. It's been a pleasure to work with these guys and Steven and Tyler and all the bigs in the program. Just being able to work with them day in, day out and just get better with them. Obviously, some days get a little tougher than others, kind of getting thrown around, but it comes with the college experience and basketball. So, I mean, it's been a lot of fun and couldn't be happier, honestly.
Well, the thing about you say sometimes you get thrown around, but you don't back down. I mean, you're going to continue to get stronger here. You're not shying away from stuff. That's part of your personality, I guess, right?
Right, yeah. I mean, people think I'm a little, nice guy, just whatever, shy. But on the court, I know my weight's kind of against me, so it's going to be within me to kind of hold my own and just work my butt off every time I get in there. So just not giving easy catches and all that. Just, yeah, it's a mindset for me, and I think my parents instilled that in me well. Just obviously knowing that my weight's not going to be there, and whatever position coach throws me in, I'm just going to have to go in there and work as hard as I can.
I'm sure you got a lot of heads up. Okay, here's what to expect when you go to this venue, that venue. Obviously, scouting reports, but there's nothing like actually going in there, right? Do you feel? I mean, there's this old line at a certain point of the year where a freshman's no longer a freshman.
Yeah.
Do you feel like somebody now with as much experience as you've had against some of the really good bigs? I'm not going to ask you if you feel like a veteran, but you feel like you've learned a lot along the way.
For sure. I honestly just feel older. Like I belong more. Like playing against these really good bigs, obviously Zach Edey, Cliff Amore, and all those guys. Just being able to play against them and knowing I can somewhat hold my own against most of them, it just gives me some confidence knowing like I really do belong here. And for me, being able to play on the court and just get the experience, it kind of levels me up to knowing that I'm not just a freshman. I know that I need to hold myself to a higher standard, and obviously I'm going to have the freshman label where soft, weak, and all that, but in my mind, I'm going to have to hold myself to a little higher standard, and I feel like I have, and it's been a lot of fun.
Well, there might be a label, but we've seen you play through some contact, get some and ones. I mean, we know you got the shooting touch, but when you deliver inside, you get hit, you still get the bucket. That's got to be a great feeling here, right?
It's an awesome feeling. It's awesome. I mean, all throughout the summer, just trying to put on weight and working in the post with Steven. Early summer, Steven, he brought me to school a couple of times, so I've learned a lot from him, and I've tried to translate it into my game. So yeah.
What's the most important thing you've learned from Steven here so far?
Sticking to it. Big Ten's a grind. It's probably the toughest conference in the country, just physically. So day in and day out, Steven's just always by my side. He's a great mentor for me. We're doing this thing together. We're getting through it. We're battling. We're making each other better. So I just say the daily grind of it. Steven's been great for me.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that, because I've asked him about that, because he's a much bigger, stronger guy than he was, obviously, as a freshman. But when I ask him about that, he always talks about the experience part too. And he seems like a guy there's always this theme from Coach Gard: don't get too high, don't get too low. Steven seems like he's the model of that, right? He just stays pretty level, doesn't
Always. Doesn't matter if we're in the middle of a storm or it's all sunshine. Steven's going to be just an even keel and just he be who he is. That's what makes him so great to be around. Like, no matter what the situation is, it's the dude you want to be around. So.
You talked about Steven and Tyler. Take us through what it was like for you in a Badger uniform at Williams Arena, up at the barn. Everybody gets prepped. You guys, even in the shoot around, you boo the guy. You guys at the free throw line. What was that like for you up there?
For me, it was surreal. I mean, growing up, I was looking at my seat where I used to sit with my dad and watch all the Gopher games. So being able to kind of take the court and play against the Gophers, it was honestly just weird for me. But I mean, it was a lot of fun to be able to hit that three and just kind of, I don't know. It felt good, and I loved it, and I loved being a Badger on Williams Arena, and it was a lot of fun to get the win, especially.
With a lot of Badger fans there too, right? I would imagine you notice that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, we travel well. I can tell. I noticed that in Fort Myers. We was almost sold out with Badger fans. It was awesome. So yeah.
That's a great feeling, right? I mean, obviously everybody loves the home games, but when you're in the road environment, even if they're not Badger fans, I mean, most environments, let's put it that way, there's a lot of juice in the building, right? You guys seem like you embrace that. That's a big part of playing in the Big Ten.
Always, yeah. I mean, all these Big Ten venues, I love traveling. Like, being able to see these new arenas. Rutgers Place obviously didn't go so well for us, but it was a great place to play, and it was a crazy environment. And for me, I just like traveling and playing in these new environments. And yeah, every place brings its own kind of energy. So it's been awesome, and I think we do kind of feed off that. We love playing in those kind of games. So.
And the best part about this, because fans will ask all the time, what's the mood of the team? If it's going through a really good stretch or if it's struggling. And my answer is, I don't detect a ton of difference. I mean, obviously you guys want to get going and win as many games as you can, but the practices and the way you guys get along, that's got to be huge as you get into February and everybody's a little bit beat up, that you guys are all, you compete like crazy during the possessions portion of practice, but there's a lot of camaraderie here, isn't there?
We're sticking together for sure. I mean, all these guys have been playing together for 2, 3, 4 years, and for us freshmen, me, John, Gus, Jack, we got in here this summer and we honestly just connected right away, and we felt like a family, like the first day we got in here. So just having that connection and chemistry throughout the season, like you said, times are going to get tough, and obviously we're in a little slump right now, but these practices aren't changing. I mean, we're going at each other, and we're having fun doing it, and just smiles on our faces, and we're going to take it day by day, and we're going to get out of this. But yeah, we're just having a lot of fun doing it, and that's what basketball's all about.
And the best part is you guys have put yourself, even with the few bumps that you've taken, your body of work is still really good. All the metrics are favorable. And yet from Coach Gard on with everybody and everybody else in this program says you could still get better. The best basketball is yet to come. So I'll ask you a question that, like people ask me, it's more important to get your opinion. Where do you most want to improve as a team? What's job one here as you continue through the schedule?
Defense, for sure. Our offense, we got too many skilled offensive players where, like, we can lean on offense, but defense, that needs to just be way more consistent for us. There's games where we're just all over the place. So once we get that down and our offense isn't going the right way for whatever reason, we know we can lean on our defense, and lately we've been struggling on that end. So these last couple practices, we've really been honed in on getting that tuned up, and I think we've done a lot better job in these practices. So and that's all about just intensity and where our mind's at. So yeah, we'll be good.
All right, look forward to watching that improvement. Nolan Winter, really good looking freshman here for the Badgers this season. We'll take a break. More to come as we continue with the Badgers Sports Report.
I had big dreams. Then I got sick. UW Health made it their mission to give me a fresh start and a new kidney. Now my dreams are infinite. UW Health. Remarkable.
These are operating engineers. They operate top-of-the-line innovative machines and build stuff that matters. And operating engineers are well paid. They even get paid to train. As an apprentice, you can make $56,000 a year from day one. During training, no school loans and no debt. When your training is complete, you'll have a stable career job that is high skill, high tech, and high pay. We need operating engineers right now. Your future can begin today.
After a serious accident, you'll need a team to fight for the results you deserve. We're here for you whenever you need us. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
The Badger Sports Report is presented by UW Health. UW Health Sports Medicine, treating the Badgers, treating you. And is brought to you by the Construction Business Group, Wisconsin operating engineers and respected contractors. BuildingWisconsinTogether.com. And by Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
The Badgers hit the road for a Tuesday night matchup against Indiana, going for the regular season sweep against the Hoosiers, and then it's back home on Saturday for the one and only regular season meeting with the Illinois Fighting Illini. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks for watching.
This has been a presentation from Learfield.
I've always been a storyteller. I capture those beautiful moments, things other people miss. My health took an unexpected turn, but my care team put my needs in focus, designing solutions to support my ambitions. Now that's just a footnote in my journey, a small part of a story that's still being written. UW Health, remarkable.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. At WEA Member Benefits, we believe in helping Wisconsin public school employees and their families achieve their financial goals by providing personal insurance, retirement and investment, and financial planning programs that are designed specifically for the education community. Proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, WEABenefits.com.
My favorite breakfast is Odyssey yogurt. I asked Mommy where it comes from, and she took me to a dairy farm to learn all about milk and, most importantly, cows. Wisconsin cows are definitely the happiest, which means they make the tastiest yogurt. My favorite is blueberry. What's your flavor? Support your local farmers. EIEI Odyssey.